Okay, everyone. Today I'm going to try to show you how to hopefully permanently fix your Nabi booting to this screen and just hanging there. This typically happens every couple months or on some frequency, and you're just stuck at this screen forever. So, the first thing that you're probably going to want to do is read a little bit about how the Nabi works. I think that'll be better than me trying to describe that. Look at this, 64 gigs internal storage. I'll have to show you guys that in another video. Um, Basically what I would do is go to Google and type in uh, XDA Nabi general information. And the top hit should be this. I wrote this. And pretty much what you have is introduction to the Nabi and the basics and operational modes. It's pretty good to read through that and understand it. If you don't have the driver set up, and honestly, some of the newer, I seem to think that they might be actually installed on some of the newer Windows systems, but if not, you're going to need the drivers. And the drivers section there will give you what you need and a little discussion of how to use that. So, if you don't have the drivers, none of this is going to work. So that'll be the first step. And usually a way to check that is go to your control panel. Um, if you have the old school control panel, if you're on Windows 10, you can set a link here, or you can search in the Cortana bar for control panel, and it'll pop up. Um, System and security, system, and the device manager. So, did I reboot this yet? Let me turn this tablet off since this one actually works. You'll be starting with a powered off Nabi because obviously yours can't boot. So one of the things that we're going to be looking for to make sure your drivers are installed is you'll notice mine right now says Android device here. I just turned it off, and now you have no Android device right here. So if you've done this before, you've already factory reset this thing a couple times, and while you're here, you're stuck there. So you know the procedure is the power button and the volume up button. So press and hold those, and I couldn't do that while holding it from the camera. Hold on, I have to try one more time. And you may too. Many times I've done this, I still mess this up. So hold those at the same time. You'll come to the screen with the bootloader screen. And now if we look back here, we should have sorry about that. When you get to that screen, you should be able to use, I don't know if you can see it, there's the problem. The second one down will say fast boot protocol, and if you use, I don't know if you can see that well enough, if you use the volume minus key, you can see the green toggling to all of them. I know they're blurry. The second one down is fast boot protocol, and you'll acknowledge that by pressing the volume up button. And now if we go back to our device manager in Windows, you can see it says Android device, and under that you'll have, this happens to be my driver, there's other drivers out there, but this one happens to say FUI Nabi 2 bootloader interface. It may say fast boot, it may say Galaxy bootloader interface. There's a few different ones, the driver works all the same. If down here, somewhere between the N and the P, it has other devices and the yellow question mark, you don't have the drivers installed, and that's probably where it's best to go back through the Nabi general information or look through to see how you can install those drivers. So we'll assume that you have the drivers installed at this point. Let's close out of this. Um, the files that you need to download, which I will put in the links and a brief write-up of this as well, will be the DTTWRP installer zip file and the NV08B FSCK patch file. You'll download both of those, and those will be in your uh, downloads folder. So what we want to do is we want to extract the DTTWRP installer 300 zip. Best thing to do with that is go ahead and extract it. Um, in my case, I've already installed it to that location, so there's no reason to do that. So you'll end up here. The best thing to do now is hold your Windows on your keyboard, hold your Shift key down, and then right-click the files folder, and they'll say Open Command Window here. You'll want to do that. I already have one open for this. So the next thing we're going to do is type fastboot OEM unlock. And when you do that, that's going to format the Nabi, and you'll lose all the information on the internal SD for or eMMC on the Nabi, and all the information will be lost. But you really have to unlock the bootloader if you're going to do this procedure. As it is now, if you're already have the tablet locked up on the Dreamtab characters, then you're really going to factory reset it anyway, so this isn't going to make your situation any worse. When you hit the enter key, you're going to have, I forget, maybe 5 to 10 seconds that on the Nabi you need to acknowledge a yes or a no on the Nabi itself using the volume minus and plus keys to select yes, or toggle down to select it and then acknowledge it. At that point on the screen here, see, if I hit it here, mine's already unlocked, so it'll say bootloader is unlocked. But you'll get some information generally like this. It will say unlocking bootloader. After you acknowledge on the Nabi, it'll go through and it'll show you erasing cache, erasing system, and erasing all the various files on the Nabi. And at that point, you're then done. The next step will be to boot to TWRP. I don't know if I have that one already up here. I guess I don't. So we're going to type fastboot boot recovery image. And I'm not actually sure if after you're done with the bootloader unlock, if it takes you back to the fastboot interface or if you have to power the tablet off at that point in time. If you have to power the tablet off and go through the sequence again to select the fastboot protocol with the volume, with the power and the volume up key at the same time, and then selecting fastboot protocol. Okay, so TWRP is booted here. So at this point, it's probably best to there's a few ways where you can use the MTP interface if that is possible. Depending on which driver you use, you would actually be able to see your Nabi on there, and so you'd have your internal storage and your micro SD card. This is switched around in TWRP. At least for this tablet. So you could actually transfer your second file, which is our patch file. This is the NV08B FSCK patch file. You can right click and copy that and put it on your internal or micro SD card. If this option isn't available, the T800N is not showing up, which is possible depending on which driver you use. Then the other method goes back to our command window here, and you would be able to believe it's that one. Yeah, ADB push NV08B underscore FSCK patch dot zip / SD card. And again, I'll write this up. It's pushed it to the tablet now. So now you go back to your tablet and home, and you'll end up back at this screen. Install, and there it is right there. If for some reason you end up on this screen, you can scroll down to SD card, NV08B FSCK patch. You select it, and then swipe to confirm the flash. It installed it. You should be able to reboot the system. And now this is going to take some period of time because your Nably was freshly factory reset, so it'll take a couple minutes, maybe longer, to install the software again, and that will hopefully be the permanent fix to it hanging at that screen. Again, I'll make a thread on XDA, and if you don't understand it, come over there. I very rarely answer my YouTube comments, so go over there and do it. This is more just a video. Some people like to see it visually. Thank you.